child. And there's a definite difference between being the favored and the favorite. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to be the favorite child. I've worked really hard to be the favorite child, but I'm not the favorite, I'm the favored. Being the favorite child, I'm the child my mom calls whenever she needs something. I'm the child that's expected to text my dad whenever I need money, or my brother needs money, or my sisters need something. I have 5 siblings. I'm not the oldest. I'm not even the middle child. I'm the second to the youngest. I have a sister who is 30. I have another sister that's 27. My brother's 23. My next sister's 22. I'm 21, and my younger sister is 18. So why would you call me? I am the child who they give all the money to. Because I'm not going to spend it. I don't have a life. I'm the child who's expected to be standing near my brother at all times so that I can answer the phone and give it to him. Because they need to talk to him. I'm the child who, in high school, I wasn't expected to get good grades. I was congratulated if I did. I wasn't expected to be smart, but I was congratulated if I was. I remember one time listening to my mom tell my best friend's mom, if Destiny gets a B, I'm really proud of her because I know she worked really hard for it. But if Brighton gets a B, I'm disappointed because I know he can do better. And I remember back then they said you shouldn't listen to adult conversations. And you're not supposed to comment on adult conversations. But I couldn't help but commenting on that conversation. I said, excuse me, what is that supposed to mean? And it's supposed to mean that I'm not naturally smart. I work hard to be smart. However, my siblings are. I can't sing. I can't sing for shit. I'm probably the worst singer you will ever hear in your entire life. I sound like nails on a chalkboard. Now, I'm my only sibling that can't sing. All of my other siblings sing fabulously. My brother can sound like Barry White. My sisters sound like Beyonce. They win awards. They get first place at every karaoke event they attend. My dad can sing. All of his sisters can sing. My mom can hold a note, but I can't sing. I can't even hold a note. Oh! That's what I'm saying. I appreciate that you're laughing, but I'm not the funny sibling. I've never been the funny sibling. If you put me and my younger sister in a room, you'll laugh at what she says and look at me awkwardly. Because I'm not the funny sibling. When I was younger, I always wanted to play music. I really love music. I still love music. But no one would leave me in a music class long enough for me to have a chance to succeed because music was my brother's thing. I always loved art. I still love art. I love to paint. No one would let me take a painting class because music was my brother's thing. I wasn't even allowed to take singing classes because music was my sister's thing. Singing was theirs. So I chose writing. I'm a fabulous writer. I am a lovely writer. I could be the next J.K. Rowling. That's how great of a writer I am. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying. But that's not reserved only for me. In my family, everyone gets something that's reserved just for them. Everyone knows I like to write. However, I'm constantly getting into arguments and debates and fights with my sister and my brother over the fact that they think they're better writers. But I thought that was my thing. I am the favored child. When my mom needs something, she texts me and she says, Destiny, I need you to do this for me. I need you to run down to financial aid, and I need you to pay this. And I'm like, okay, not a problem. Whose account am I paying? Oh, you're paying on your brother's. He couldn't do that himself. I had to do it. Destiny, you know you're the only one who can handle the money. Okay. If my sibling needs $50 because he needs to get his hair cut, here's Dad on the phone. Hey, make sure you give this money to your brother. Transfer it into his account. Why didn't you just transfer it into his account? Because you know you're the one that's more responsible. Now if I ask that same father for $50 because I need it because I'm going to be in San Francisco over the weekend, he can't give it to me. He never gives me money. My father barely even pays attention to me because he has $4, but he only has one son. He's so proud, but he has time for me later. My mom, on the other hand, she loves me, she adores me, but I'm not the child that she worries about. She says that if I was to get lost, she wouldn't look for me because she knows I can find my way back. However, she knows her other child can't, so she'd look for him. I remember watching Grey's Anatomy once, and there's this episode where there was a daughter and a son and father, and they all had the same illness. And it was a gene. And so the gene, it was manipulated in a way. If two parents had the same, you ended up with it. If you walked into a room where they had this disease and you had the gene for the disease, you'd catch the disease instantly. So the girl was in a bubble, and she was the older daughter. She was in a bubble. She wasn't allowed to leave the room because she had this disease. The father had the gene. If you walked into the room, he'd catch the disease instantly. So did the little boy that they had. So the father had to make a decision. He was the only parent that the son had left. And he was the only parent that the daughter had left. He had to make a decision. Was he going to walk into this room and die with his daughter or live with his son? He chose to die with his daughter because he didn't want her to die alone and left his son to some family members. Upon watching this, I turned to my mother. We were watching at the same time. I said, Mom, if we were in a similar situation and you had the choice of living with me or dying with your other child, you'd pick living with me, right? And she said, no. I'd die with him because you can handle it. I said, what if it was reversed? What if I was the one dying and that child was going to live? She'd stay with him because I can handle it. All my life, I can handle it. I don't really understand what I can handle it really means anymore. I remember being 7 years old and signing myself up for stuff because no one was concerned about me being enrolled with things because I can take care of myself. I can handle it. How the hell does a 7-year-old take care of themselves? At 7 years old, I didn't even like vegetables. I used to hide them in a cabinet. I didn't even know how to spell at 7. I refused to walk into my classroom at 7. I laughed at kids with broken arms at 7. But I can handle it. I remember being a little kid and beating up people for my siblings that were all older than me because they were told they're not allowed to fight. For some strange reason, I was never given this rule. Destiny, fight until your heart's content. I'd come home, and it was a matter of, well, did you win? When I'm not going to get punished? Did you win? Well, yeah. Okay, then you're good. You were protecting your sibling. But if someone was picking on me and my sibling has fought, they would have gotten in trouble because they're not allowed to fight. I'm only the one allowed to fight. This isn't really making too much sense to me. I don't really understand my position in this family. Am I a child? Or am I just your tool? Am I your daughter? Or am I just the person you use to get your point across to all your other children? When you figure that out, you can pick up the phone and call me. But until this day comes, I'm not calling you. I don't even answer my phone until you make a choice. Whether I'm your child or I'm just your tool. I don't need to be your favorite, but I'm tired of being favored. I just want to be treated like everyone else.